Okay, good evening everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending this cabinet meeting. Glad to see so many members of the public here. I've been informed that there's a lot of people here for item 15, which is the fees for residential and nursing home care. So it's my intention that the agreement can move that up to the top of the agenda. Is that agreed? Agreed. Okay. Just before we get into that, just a few sort of preliminaries. Item 1 is the members' code of conduct, and I'll ask cabinet members the usual declarations of interest. Can I just ask Sergio that we have a block declaration of interest for item 14, which is the school funding changes, because I think we're all school governors, so if I could just move that on deck for all of you. Okay, are there any other declarations of interest?
Yeah, I've asked in care home in terms of the 14th.
That's something else, yeah.
Brian? Yeah, I've also got a bit on interest on the same basis.
Okay, anybody else? No? Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry.
My brother-in-law is a resident at home, in a resident care home. Do I need to declare interest?
Okay. Right, everybody done with that? Great. Item 2 are the minutes of the last meeting. Is it okay if I sign them? Agree? Okay, thank you very much. Those are the minutes signed. Right, okay, so if we could go straight to item 15, which is the fees for residential and nursing home care. In a second, I'm going to ask Graham Hodkinson, the Director of Adult Social Care Social Services, just to briefly introduce this paper. But can I just check, because I don't want to allow people to miss the opportunity. Is there anybody, I'm assuming there's a lot of people here from various homes. In the past, we've allowed one person, if they so wish, don't need to avail yourself of this opportunity to address the cabinet up for up to 5 minutes. Can I just check, does anybody wish to do that? I can only allow one person, and it can only be for 5 minutes, but I don't know if anybody wishes to address the cabinet for 5 minutes on this paper, or you just content to hear the debate and the discussion. Can I just check? No? Okay, fine. So that's fine. I just wanted to not rule anybody out of speaking to the cabinet if they so wish. Right, so let's, Graham, would you mind introducing this report, please, for us?
Thank you, Chair. This paper is here in order to report progress on consultation with care home providers, to present options and recommendations that we could go out and consult further with providers on. In essence, since January of this year, we've been working on care home proposals for this current financial year, 2012, working on the efficient rural care home model. It makes sense, though, to give some background context to Cabinet before we get into the detail of those proposals. It's absolutely critical that any proposals to do with care home fees take account of the balance between cost and quality. We do have 111 care homes in Wirral, and we have a mixed market. We purchase some of the beds, but a number of people go directly themselves as independent fee payers. But from a commissioning perspective, we believe we have an oversupply of 200 beds. So what that means is that in terms of our commissioning focus, we are not proposing an angle which is about growth in the market, and in essence what we want to do is focus on keeping people in their own homes for as long as possible for the needs commissioning services that allow us to do that. Having said that, many people do need residential and nursing home care, provide the service. So we've got a real duty to ensure that there's sufficient care available for people and that the supply is of such quality that people are able to look after the quality. In terms of the council's duties, one of the duties we have is to set a fee which has regard of the actual cost of provision. So the piece of work that has taken place is really about understanding what the actual costs of care provision are and then making some judgments in terms of what's an appropriate level of offer in terms of care fees. We also have a couple of issues that we need to sweep up at the same time. We have an arrangement where people make third-party top-ups where care homes are outside of our contract fee, which is something that we also need to cover here in terms of social care being able to pay the full amount and then recuperate third-party top-ups from individuals. And we also have a history of having separate premium payments for quality. And what we're suggesting to the Cabinet is that we go forward with single price models for care. In terms of further background, Lang & Buson were commissioned by the Care Homes Association in 2011 to look at the cost of care and offer a framework in terms of what seems reasonable in terms of cost and data. So the cost modelling set out by Lang & Buson have been used by ourselves in terms of our work with the care providers, and we've looked in detail at those and accepted that most of the framework in terms of the cost framework that's offered by Lang & Buson is reasonable and acceptable. However, where we have separated really is in terms of the level of business return. And when we look at the model today, really what our focus in on is our views in terms of business return or profit. And our view really is that the levels of profit suggested by Lang & Buson are too high for the current economic climate and would place us as a real outlier in terms of what we would pay for care if we were to take those up. I think we've considered what is a reasonable return, and what we've had to do is balance that against delivering best value for the people of Wirral. It is public money and we've got to make very sensible decisions in terms of how and why we pay or pay a certain level. Section 2.15 of the report, page 278, sets out key stages that we've undertaken in terms of consultations, and there's further detail in terms of chronology in Appendix 1. What we've set out are three key options, and the primary option that we are recommending is on page 279, and what that suggests is that we would like to consult with providers on 7% return on capital, and this reflects the fair price model as suggested, and we would like to suggest that a 3% business return would be a reasonable offer, but again subject to consultation. That would offer an aggregated return of between 14.8 and 20.2% based on a 50-bedded care home. The proposed new fees and changes in fees between 2009 and 2012 that were shown on page 292, and what we've also presented at the rear of the report between pages 294 and 297 is some benchmarking comparison in terms of the options on offer, where we are currently and where all of the other local authorities are in the area. Now, obviously that's not been a key element of our decision making, but it's enabled us to see where it would put us, and it is very close to the regional average should we take option 2. So just in summary, we've gone through quite a lot of detail in terms of consultation, broken down costs, etc. Work closely with the providers. We need to go out now and talk to individual providers in terms of the outcome tonight and consultation, and really that will allow us to test the impact of that directly with individual providers.
Okay, I think at this point, can I just, for 4 minutes, just record an apology of my cabinet and Councillor McCann Carl, who's unfortunately poorly at the moment, so she's not able to be here chip in, that's absolutely fine. I think a couple of things really, Graham, just really sort of picking up on some of the points that you made in this report. Clearly, we do need to have due regard to the actual costs of care. That is a key requirement. And obviously, we need to make sure that we have properly consulted with homeowners. And I was pleased to see in, I think, paragraph 7, the fact that the consultation process began in January and has continued from that point. I think just to make sure that everybody's really clear, in proposing option 2 this evening, we're saying that we want to go out and consult on option 2 and come back with a further report based on that consultation to Cabinet on the 29th of November, taking account of the views of providers before we reach a final agreement. So not the end of the story by any means this evening, and there'll be, as Graham I think alluded to, there'll be in-depth discussions with homeowners around that option 2. I know Cabinet members have received a communication from the WCA Limited around your feelings on the work that's been done thus far. So we've kind of we've read that, but I'm obviously mindful of the fact that we need to now discuss in some detail issues to do with the actual cost of care provision, the return that Graham alluded to in terms of the return on profit, and I was also somewhat reassured to see in terms of the graphs at the back of this report, the option 2 would put us within the mid-range of other comparable local authorities, so we're not hugely out of kilter with what other local authorities are looking at in terms of this issue. So I am happy to agree to recommendations in this report because we're simply asking to give the Director Authority to consult further on option 2, and then we'll have a further report back. I'm very happy to again allow an address to the Cabinet on that night if people feel that there are particular issues they want to make us aware of before we reach a final decision on this. But I think the main thing is having identified an option, we make sure that we continue, I think, the good work that's been done in terms of consulting with homeowners and make sure that everybody has an opportunity to comment and put their views forward on that option before all that information is then subsequently brought back to us on the 29th of November. So I think that's kind of the main things I wanted to highlight on this report. Any other Cabinet members got anything else they want to raise? No? Okay. So I'm going to formally recommend that we accept the recommendations in the report, paragraph 14. Is that agreed, Catherine? Yeah. And is a seconder for that? Seconded by Councillor McLachlan. And we'll look forward to the further report on the 29th of November and the outcome of the further consultations that can take place between now and that point in time. Okay? Then agreed. Can I thank members of the audience for coming along tonight for this item. Thank you for your attendance, and hopefully look forward to seeing you at the meeting on the 29th of November.